Hello and welcome back to Asia Now. My name is Alex, and in this video I'll tell you about vloggers in the Philippines set to face arrest if they continue spreading fake news, diners caught red-handed on CCTV camera, notorious PDF file convicted, iconic building set to be demolished, plus much more. Let's jump straight into our main story. Here it is. The Philippines House Tri-Committee is reportedly bent on citing for contempt and ordering the detention of several social media personalities and vloggers, including former Presidential Communications Office Trixie Cruz Angeles, if they once again snubbed the joint panel hearing on fake news. So this is going about the Philippines wants to go ahead and kind of have some guidelines and rules about not spreading fake news, and they've invited some vloggers and personalities, and they simply just, dodging the actual hearing. So now they've gone ahead and escalated. It's important, especially considering Philippines, one of the most highest rates of fake news countries, and what's going on right now with the president and the ICC, well, the ex-president and the ICC courts and all that. There's a lot of stuff that is just in the background that they want to kind of resolve. So that is that. And then two diners are caught red-handed. QC restaurant exposes diners who planted a wet tissue in a side dish. A Korean restaurant in Quezon City is calling out two diners caught on CCTV allegedly placing a wet tissue inside their radish side dish and then trying to pin the blame on the restaurant. Leanne's Tea House shared the footage on Facebook showing how the two customers seemed to wait for a staff member to leave before sneaking something into the dish. At the 16-second mark of the video, a man can be seen placing something in an empty bowl. Later, the staff member returned to pick up the dish, unaware of what had just happened. The restaurant was shocked and deeply concerned by the act, especially after the customer threatened to report them to the Department of Health if they didn't offer a solution. But as soon as they realized CCTV was being reviewed, they reportedly caused a scene and quickly left. Yes, once again, quality customers and diners. Looks like a Korean restaurant ranging from about $3.99 to $7 or even higher. But yeah, usually they're not cheap. It's an all-you-can-eat buffet type of thing. I'm assuming they wanted some free meals and thought, hey, let's just put in a wet napkin, but they were caught on CCTV. Of course, you and I might think this is shameful, but some people think it's cool to get away with certain things like this. And then big news for people that want justice. After nearly 3 decades on the run, notorious British PDF file Richard Burrows has finally been captured and convicted. The 80-year-old, a former housemaster and scout leader, was found guilty of 54 offenses against boys dating back to 1968. Initially arrested in 1997, Burrows fled while on bail and lived under a stolen identity in Thailand. Breakthrough in 2023 revealed his alias leading to his arrest at Heathrow Airport. Now in custody at HMP Altcourse, he awaits sentencing for 97 offenses. Cheshire police stressed that Cheshire police stressed that justice will always catch up with offenders, encouraging victims to come forward. The case highlights the importance of international cooperation, bringing fugitives to justice. With involving investigative technology and relentless pursuit, law enforcement continue to ensure that predators cannot evade accountability. The bravery of the victims speaking out has played a crucial role in the case. The conviction serves as a stark reminder that no matter how long an offender hides, the law will catch up. Good. I'm glad he's caught. And that's one thing I want to kind of remind people of. A lot of times in the past in history, even as far as maybe a decade ago, right, there was a lot of course, criminals fleeing to places like Thailand, the Philippines even, just for doing illegal activities. Those times are slowly starting to change. Of course, it still happens by a large number, but I think it's much more like out in the media now with internet, people speaking up. The whole movement to speak out. There's obviously corruption being, I don't want to go that far saying it's low, but I just feel like it's harder to get away just with digital media, fingerprints, facial recognition, your online footprint online. There's a lot of stuff that can catch you. So maybe think twice before you do something dumb out here in the Philippines or in Thailand or just in your home country. Personally, I love my life. No matter how good or bad I have it every day, I take the small happinesses, the little joys. Today it rained for the first time in the past like 6 months. For me at least, I never seen rain for a while. I liked it. I'm like, it's nice. It cooled me down a bit, put me in a good mood. Weird that I take rain as a good sign. The point is, try to enjoy things you do have. If you want some stuff, try to get them legally. And stuff that are not meant for you, just skip it, bro. Go find someone within your own age group or something. I don't know. I can't tell those kind of people. There's obviously something going on up there. But, I mean, I think I've talked enough about this. Let's go on to our next story. The Bureau of Immigration Philippines has issued a warning about the increasing number of Filipino victims who fall for trafficking and illegal departing the country through backdoor routes to work in pogo-like firms abroad. Not just Filipino locals, but a lot of politicians and high-ranking officials have been going out of the Philippines through backdoor means. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. But the point is, yeah, so if you get some kind of job offer, if you're a citizen of the Philippines, someone says, come over here, we'll hire you for this much. Just think twice if it seems too good to be true. It always is. Because why would they hire you when they got a lot of people, especially places like Myanmar and stuff like that? Makes no sense to go ahead and hire somebody abroad and pay them 10 times the amount they would for the locals. Then the iconic Shark Jaw building in Hanoi, Vietnam, set for demolition by April 30th. No, that building is magnificent. It's gorgeous. I mean, you don't really see all of it once you're there, but I'm talking about the location it's at, the fact that it's such a symbol of Hanoi. It's right in the center, right across the lake. Behind it, you got the walking street, the night markets, the bars and everything. And they got the authentic, my brain is going to mush once again. I'm still thinking about that girl with the smile from yesterday. Anyway, so yeah, they got the coffee, right? What do they call the egg coffee, of course. But yeah, it's actually a new building, 2013 it went up, and yet they're trying to demolish it only 12 years after. They're trying to make more public space, a large place for public to enjoy. So kind of a sad thing. If you've been there, leave your comments down below. Do you have any pictures you want to share? That might be cool. I've been there a couple times. A really cool place to just take in Vietnam and Hanoi. Wonderful little place. But I guess they're going to go ahead and why did I talk like that? They're going to go ahead and demolish it for some public space. Let's finish off with some quick hits. The Japanese embassy in the Philippines announced on Wednesday that it'll open 5 new visa application centers across the Philippines next month. That's amazing. Imagine 5 new visa locations. That just simply means more Filipinos going abroad to Japan. Awesome. In some tragic news, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu warned on Tuesday that massive overnight strikes that took the lives of over 400 people is only, quote, the beginning, and that the future negotiations with Hamas, quote, will take place only under fire. More innocent people. What is going on there, man? I don't even want to... A sad day in the efforts to end that situation in Gaza, man. It's so unfortunate. Honestly, I don't want to read or even look and stuff. When you have no power over something, I don't think it's healthy, man. Like, I don't know what I could do personally to help some of these major situations across the world. Like, 2025 and we're still like doing this kind of stuff. There's got to be some diplomatic way, you know? Who am I though? I'm just a foreigner. I'm just an idiot behind a camera. And lastly, the Trump administration is considering issuing sweeping travel restrictions for citizens of dozens of countries as part of a new ban, according to sources familiar with the matter and internal memo seen by Reuters. I'm saying this because even Thailand, there's rumors that they might be on that list. So Thailand is kind of not freaking out, but that's because they've deported those Uyghurs back to China somewhat against international law. But that's a whole other deep discussion that I just simply don't want to get into. But Thailand might be on the list of countries that being kind of not allowed to get visas for the U.S. If you guys don't know, like we talk about Philippines and Thailand, all these countries that they get so many visitors. The U.S. gets a whole lot of visitors annually internationally. So yeah, I think probably even more than Thailand. But I'll fact check myself later on that. That's it. Now it's time for a segment, Yesterday Today, where I read some of the most popular comments regarding our previous video. I'd like to begin by thanking Alan for buying me a coffee and says, watch your videos every day and really appreciate the content and effort. Thank you so much, Alan. I appreciate that coffee very much. And Paul, a big supporter of the channel, has bought me 10 coffees. Thank you so much, Paul. I do appreciate it. Please don't ever feel obligated to. When I say, like, I'm not going to stop the channel unless I absolutely have to. So I don't want this to be like a, what's that, a veil, underveil? like a hidden threat or something. If I can, I'll go as hard as I can, as far as I can, and hopefully within a few months, maybe 3 or 4 months, we'll get to a threshold, a level where I don't need the coffee purchases from you guys. But right now, I do appreciate from the bottom of my heart. Here is some of the top comments. Oh, and one more quickly, sorry. Adair 9800 has also donated $5 USD through a super thanks on YouTube. Thank you so much. The McCormick Fowl Ranch says, I'm not impressed with anybody that flashes money. And I agree. He's just asking for trouble. Yeah, definitely. Andrew said, this is why I'm not interested in Thailand. It was a circus 10 years ago. I can only imagine what it's like now. Yeah, it's definitely a circus depending on what you're doing at night especially. Farson says, Thailand is great. My wife and I were considering it for a potential retirement location, but the visa and tax things are too schizophrenic. Yeah, definitely. They need to figure that out. And lastly, 106 Trepang says, Alex, first of all, thank you for making legit videos. In the episode, I just don't understand why many foreigners around the world think that the Philippines is the best place to commit cyber crimes and to take advantage of the country. It makes no sense. Do people take the Philippines for granted? Do they believe that committing any act of crime is the best way to make easy money? I guess many bad foreigners are underestimating the Philippines' capabilities to combat cybercrime. It's just stupid to see foreigners of any nationality do these kinds of things, because it just gives us foreigners and expats a bad name, because there are a lot of us that love the Philippines and we want to show our respect for the country and for the people. And we all know when a person brags about this wealth on social media, any smart person knows that this is fake and a scam. Money is a mandatory and valuable and should not be taken as a game. Never brag on social media about your financial status. Let's all just keep it to ourselves. And if you have money, great. Use it wisely and help others in need without expecting something in return. More happiness in giving than receiving. Excellent points made. Thank you for sharing your thoughts, definitely. And I never understood that either. Renting a whole building, putting 40 people in there, scamming people. Somebody's going to find out. Not very wise. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.